Hey guys, what's happening? It's Hannah Bell, family lawyer, here again with the 12 Days of Christmas Divorce Edition. Today, if you recall, so far we've talked about some doves, we've talked about partridges, and we're on more fowl, on birds, all right? So get ready, warm it up. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me three French hens. Anyway, y'all, I'm not a very good singer. I'm okay at best. So, y'all carry it for us today, okay? Three French hens, all right? So, on the third day, you've got your French hens. And when I thought of this, I mean hens, but I was thinking of France. And that made me think a little bit about international travel. I wore my fanciest big pregnant person dress. I don't know if y'all can tell. Oh, you can't see the bump. I've had some asks about seeing a picture of I'm like 6.5 months, y'all. It is happening. So anyway, by the end of this, we'll have a feature. But for the time being, okay, the matter at hand. We're going to think French thoughts, okay? So probably about all of us can think about as we round out 2020, the wildest year, certainly I've known, most of us have known, is, man, we wish we could go to France or to somewhere, maybe even Paris, Texas, someplace. But we're going to talk today about international travel, all right? This is more so after a divorce happens, and I'm talking to people with kids, because if you don't have any kids, you can just internationally travel at your heart's content once the world lets you. I don't even know. I mean, I think most of the places we can't even go right now, not that you'd want to, but anyway, for a day in the future, 2021, when we can. When it comes to your kids after divorce, you don't just go hop on a plane to Barbados and not say anything to your X Factor about it. All right, I know. And it feels like, hey, it's none of their business. Why do I have to tell them anything? Partially, probably because your court order says that you have to. That's a real good reason. Number one, court order says it. And number two, if they're traveling with your kids to Barbados, you'd like to know, right? So kind of the do unto others thing. It don't always work. Let's be honest with the X Factors. Y'all know this. But you can try. You can hope. All right. So what you're going to need to do is dust out. I was thinking, surely on my desk I've got a decree I could wave around. So dust off your divorce decree and see or custody order. See what it says in there. If it's relatively new-ish and your lawyer did a good job, it should have some provisions regarding consent to travel, international travel, and they can be pretty basic to pretty complicated. But family lawyers in Texas, we use a set of sort of accepted standards and practices on certain areas of decrees and custody and all that. And the standard for international travel is you've got to give somebody notice of your intent to travel, and that notice needs to include certain information. Okay, now I have to peek a little bit. I mean, it's the basic stuff. I mean, usually yours will kind of list out there what it has. You've got to give them the consent form to the other parent. Okay, if you need their written consent to travel, you give that to the other parent so they can sign off. Normally the order orders that parent to sign the consent. I mean, that could turn into a whole other thing. Hopefully they just sign it. You need to tell them the date, the time, location, when they're going to leave, where are they going to be staying. Basically a reasonable description. I don't think you have to be super duper specific, but you need to give them an idea where in the world will their kids be. I'm thinking like Carmen Sandiego. I'm sinking all the time now, I guess. And so say you're going on multiple stops, tell them the different stops along the way. We're going to be in Rome, and then we're going to go to Italy. Italy. Yes. If you're in Rome, you're in Italy, in case y'all didn't know. Venice or wherever. The different places that you're going to go. And then you want to let them know when they're going to be coming back. You're going to let them know who's going to be accompanying them on the trip, right? So there's sort of these provisions that are going to be in your notice to let them know you're going to travel. And this is about crossing your T's and dotting your I's, all right? Give them the information. Look, worst case, something happens to all of y'all when you're overseas. These kids' parent, your X factor, they got to know how to help, how to find their children too. I mean, that's the way I like to think about why we have to do this sort of thing. So once we're back to internationally traveling, guys, let's give each other good notice. You can do it, right? You. It's not like the other parent has to say, oh yeah, I agree that they can go to London or whatever on this trip. Maybe there are some exceptions if it's like one of those countries that, that the State Department or somebody said is like unsafe to travel to, then let's talk about it. But like your basic stuff, you just need to give them the notice unless your decree says something else. Give them plenty of information. And may we all in this holiday season look forward to many more of these trips in the future, and the need to have to give the information to the X factor. Let's look at it like that. Like, hey, there was a year where I didn't even have the chance to give this stuff to you. I'm going to do it with a good attitude. Why not? I mean, it takes probably about the same energy as to have a bad attitude about it. All right, guys, that's it. French hens, we wish we were going to France. We're not. Maybe you're going to Paris, Texas. I bet some people I know on these socials, they live in Paris, or their grandma does, or somebody. So may you have fun. Get you a shirt. I bet there's some shirts up there that are cute that say that. You could trick everybody. Anyway, all right, day 4 coming up next. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Happy holidays from me and my reindeer hat.